the Peer Connections Notion Tour. Notion is a really great platform. It blends together any sort of project management softwares like Microsoft Teams or Google Docs, and it just makes a really nice, handy platform where we can all connect and keep track of things. It's sort of like if Moodle, Google Docs, and Microsoft Teams all sort of merged together, the best of all. So when you first accept my invite and make an account, you're going to see this page. Go down, this is what it's going to look like. And I'll give you a tour of each and every one of these tabs here. So first of all, we have the Mentor Handbook. Under this page, you can just find the Mentor Handbook. Under here, you'll find the guide to Notion. So this video goes in here, and then any guides that I found from YouTube. Right here is our team. It's pretty small right now because I haven't added everyone else in. I'll give you a tour of what it's to look like. So I've got my name, picture, phone, email address, role, and I've got a little small bio. Kayla's in here already. Oh, excuse me. Say Kristen was to make hers. She just put in her, I've already put in her role, but she could just go faculty, her email, phone number, and select a picture of herself. And then just a little small bio goes here. There we go. So under here is the Resource Center. This has resources that TRU has provided for reference. So we have a guide to campus services, a link leading to the counseling website, multi-faith chaplaincy, sexualized violence prevention and response, medical clinic, and this really handy one, which is a guide to student services, and it basically contains all services in one PDF. So it's a great place to refer students to if they need any support or are curious about any supports offered. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough right now. Ideas. So over here we can keep track of any ideas along with their status and who's responsible for them. So if you look over here, I can give you a tour of the one I made for this video. So I go the date I made it, who I assigned it to. I assigned it to myself. You can assign different people here. The status, it's an idea. Task type, administrative and ideas. Once I'm done, I'll upload the video here with the choose files option, and then my to-do list over here. If I was to communicate about this to someone else and I wanted to have some chatter, anything that you would send in an email or a text message, you can send here. So it's kind of like social media where you tag someone on a post and you have a discussion there. So let me just tag myself, or let me tag Kayla and say this is an example of a Notion card. There we go. And I've done that there. Just a nice comment, and any to-do list or any information can be put in here. To add something to a card, you press the plus button. You can add text, a to-do list, heading, a table, list, all of these. Also upload documents. All of that. Columns. Let me just delete this comment so Kayla's not wondering what's going on. Don't delete comments, just as a general guideline. It's best not to, just so we can keep track of communication. You can edit one if you need to. Under here, I'll show you how to do this, but you can link a page in the meetings and notes and time section. So I'll just link it to an example one. And then that way, if we've had a meeting about this topic, or if we've discussed this in a meeting, we can just link it here and you can go to the meeting notes page. So for example, this is an example video. There are no notes to this. And I'll show you how to make this afterwards. There we go. Let's go back. Student class schedules. I'll be putting the BSN schedules in here. It's just like a regular calendar. I haven't quite filled that in yet. So this is our meeting notes and times. This is where we can track when our meetings are and any notes that we take. It's nice to have it all housed in one place. So this is my example one. It's got, when I edited it, that can kind of hide away. I'll change that later. Who attended, when the meeting is, include time. Let's say the meeting is, I'm recording this at 1, so let's just go 1 p.m. The meeting's at 1 p.m. today. And you can also go end date if you're scheduling a meeting. Let's say this meeting ends at 2 p.m. today. And then I can put any notes here. No notes, just an example. There we go. And as you can see, it's been linked to that Notion video here. So you can kind of see what I was talking about earlier. So to link it to a card, oops, you just go and add it here. So for example, let's go back and add that. There we go. So if we were to have any conversation, if you wanted to discuss anything about the meeting, say that you can't make it, say that you've read the notes, or if you have any questions or anything like that, you can just type in a comment here. Make sure you mention who you're sending it to. So right now it's just Kayla and I. So I'd say, hi. Just have a quick question about the notes. I don't see that XYZ was discussed. Did I just miss that? Send. Or I could say, take me. Hi, I can't make it to the meeting. Like that. And then who's attending the meeting goes under here. What type of meeting it is. Is it a check-in, monthly meeting, leadership meeting? Like what's going on here? And let me just resolve those comments. All right, let's go back. This is our hours tracker. So this is so each student can track how many hours they're putting in. So you just go underneath where your name is. So let's go under mine. And this is just our example. Student hours. So let's say for today I was to put in my hours. Let's say, let's put in hours. Template hours. I'd put in when I started, so end time, include time. So let's say I started at 1 p.m. and I finished at 2 p.m. There we go. And we've got that, and now it's got the track of how much time I spent. And write in what you use these hours for. So I will just say that made video about Notion and how to use. There we go. This hour tracker will also show up on your to-do list. So I'll show that to you in a minute too. This is where the monthly email templates will be for the emails that you send out to your mentees. Let's go into September. I haven't finished doing this yet. So we're the template, and this can just be copy pasted into an email that you send. It'll be housed there, and as I work on it, you'll be able to see any changes. It's the finance part. So if you spend any money, just put it in here so you can keep track of if we're reimbursing you or if you've been reimbursed already. So this is a sample one. Who to reimburse, put your name in, amount spent, $0, status purchased, reimbursed or not, yes. Purpose of purchase, what was bought, all of this. And so if I was to let, for example, myself know, if you were a student and you were to let me know that you've already put this card in place and you've already purchased, you would just go, "Hi, Amna. I have bought these, let's say, straws for our tabling event about safety, about, let's say, emotional regulation during clinicals, receipt and other info is below. Me know if you would like send an e-transfer or reimburse in cash," like that. And then if I was to reply to myself and go, "Amna," I'd be replying to someone else, but I would go, "Hi, thanks for putting all that in. I can send you an e-transfer." There we go. And that's done. And so you'd put in what was bought, the purpose, items, and then the receipt. So let's make a new one just for an example. And so go over here. So if this is a template for any general purchases, and this is a template for printing orders. So let's say I am putting in an order to print, what am I going to print? Let's say I'm putting in an order to print a poster. Let's put what poster it is. Printing order, Peer Connections poster. How much I spent? I spent $10. Who to reimburse? Reimburse myself, please. What date this purchase was on? Let's say it was today. Status. Did I purchase it or do I have to? Let's say I still have to do this. Reimbursed? No, not yet. So when I do get reimbursed, I'll just say yes. What I bought, purpose, posters needed to be made for event. Items, 10 posters. Amount spent, $10. And then a picture of the receipt over here. And it shows up here. And this is where you can find contact information, leadership, other nursing student groups. I haven't put in NUS and CNSA, and then key figures in the School of Nursing. I've got Ronnie, the dean, and Steve's contact info here. All right, so this is sort of the main hub of communications. So any events that we're putting on or any tasks in process can go here. So for example, we're in the middle of recruitment. So I've got this assigned to myself and Kayla because we're both working on recruitment right now. We should have it done by the 1st of September, ideally. Status, we're in progress. Task type, administrative, files and media. I've got a link to, I think this is our handbook over here. And then this is when this is the meeting it's associated with. We can add in more if we would like. So I can just add in the example meeting too. So that means we've discussed this at all these meetings. So this is where we can comment and chat about this. This is our to-do list. This is a student list that we've got. Oops, trying not to show you all the emails. This is what we have to do. So I'm in the process of this. I've completed the mentor handbook. And then if Kayla wanted to reply to me about this, she'd just go, yeah, Amna. I don't know what she'd say, but she can put in what she wants to say. And you can insert any notes and stuff here. So just go text. And just an example. So basically, this is where you can plan out the task, and this is where you can discuss it. Pretty easy. Orientation, similarly, we are in the process of organizing orientation, and so here, we don't have much information, so we can just go send email for more info to Candace. Ideas, let's say ideas would be icebreaker, intro to nursing school, all of these kinds of things go here. And this is everyone's own to-do lists. So what happens here is when you assign yourself a task or someone else assigns you a task, it shows up in your own to-do list. So I've assigned myself and Kayla this. This is going to show up in our to-do lists. So for the most part, if you go to your own to-do list, you'll be able to see what you've got in the works. So this is all the stuff that's been assigned to me. These are the ideas. It's my in progress tasks, and it's the same card right here, but it'll just show up like that. So these are my hours. Like I mentioned, it shows up here too. So you can use this to track, and it's the same thing. You just go new, hours, put in your hours. Let's just say another example. Include time. Let's say from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. I was working on stuff. There we go. My hours. And if you want to add to it, just go. Ooh, I'm going to have templates here so you can just click on these. But let's go new. Yeah, no, ignore this. I'll work on this after. So say this was a template. You just go like that. You'd say like, what if we're doing like an event on stress management event? Assign it to myself. The due date, like we'll say when the event is. So we'll say it's on the 8th of October. Status. In progress. I'm still working on it. It's an event. Then any files and stuff I'll put in here, and any meeting notes that need to be linked. So let's say this one right there. And then I can use this to plan out as you would a Google Doc. Let's delete this for now. There we go. And yeah, that's a quick overview of Notion. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'd really like us to use Notion as our main platform for communication, just so everything is streamlined and we've all kept in touch and we're all updated. Yeah, if you have any questions getting started, please let me know. Don't be afraid to send me a text message or an email or tag me on Notion for any questions you have.